Now, in the last video, we talked about having two estimates with values assigned to them. However, within our project information, there is zero on our budget allocated. Now, in this video, I wanted to delve into a few workflows that we have with estimates. The first one is that there's an approval process for estimates. So, in order to get an estimate be considered for the project, we need to approve the estimate. So, you just hit that approve button, a pop-up comes up, and you approve the estimate. You'll see the status change, and the total is 810,000. Now, if you go back to the project information, you'll see that 810,000 is the budget that is allocated to this project. Once again, you can approve as many estimates as are approved for the project, right? The next thing is within a project, within an estimate rather. So let's go back to our plumbing estimate. There's a files section. So if you need to add any documentation to support your estimate, any quotations you got from any supplier, you can go ahead and do that. So I can just go ahead here and say, hey, I'm going to upload the Coosals concrete quote, and you'll see that file got added to the estimate. So there's a file management section, and you're able to add, update, delete files as need be. There is a quick drag and drop section here, so you could just quickly drag files there instead of having to click the upload button. The other things within the estimates is that there are lots of interface functionality to just make estimate building simpler for you. So if, let's say, you're building out these sections and you've added a lot of rows to a section and you wanted to work on a lower section, instead of having to scroll up or down, you can just minimize the section. So the sections that you're not working on, you can minimize the section. Further to that, you're able to reorganize your section. So let's say you needed to do finishing and decor before pump fittings and installation. You can just move that section up within your estimate, and you see it went up there. You're also able to remove a section and even set a description to a section. So let's say maybe we don't need fittings and pump installation as part of our plumbing job. You can first multi-update all line items within the section or batch update them. So if you see I've selected all here, I can say, hey, move this to the finishing and decor section. So I move that over here. Our plumbing section is now empty, and then I can just hit the trash button to remove that section, and it's now removed from our estimate. The other thing is that you can add more description to a section as is needed. So the drilling and piping, so here we bore the floors, team A handles this, and whatever other details you need. So you can update that, and here you see the description for that section shows up. So that's a neat feature that we have here. The other thing that you can do, we spoke about minimizing sections earlier. Let's say you had more sections and you just don't want this section to show up here. These checkboxes on your right sidebar allows you to select which sections are shown on the screen. So again, this is a packed section. It has a lot of items. If we didn't want it to show, you can just uncheck it, and that gets minimized. It doesn't show up in your data. So that's another quick way of hiding a section from your screen, right? The last thing that you can do within a section, so let's bring the section back up, and let's say we needed some sand. I'm going to add unit there, and let me remove these. I'll hit save, and let me just refresh this estimate, so we'll see the data is there. Now, what if we wanted to have all of our labor parts of our estimates be at the bottom of the estimate, and maybe we wanted to organize this a little bit better? Each line item within an estimate section is draggable, so we can just drag the sand truck and carry it up, and there you go. Our laborer line item is moved to the bottom of our section. So there is a drag and drop functionality for each line item within a section. So a lot of functionality within estimates to allow you to really manage this drag and drop, make it simple for you to build out your estimate as you would in real life. The last thing I wanted to touch on before closing, we have seen the estimate information only when we added the estimate initially, but what if you wanted to change that? There's this little edit icon here. So if you click on that, the same estimate information form would pop up and you're able to update the basic information about the estimate right here. And then once again, we can go ahead and save and close our estimate, and that gets updated within our project. And those are a few workflows and neat UI functionality that you have that allows you to really manage and have a good flow with building out your estimates.